Hi, folks. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. I think something happened. I got dropped off.
Yeah, sir.
So we're just coming back over here, right? So I was saying, anyone has got any results back on the loan data? Really, I'm not doing anything. I mean, so Bhumika, that is not required. I'm not showing anything. They are doing that. So anyone has got any results? Okay, I believe still going through. Bhavna and Tanmoy have got some results, and you're getting how much accuracy? 90? You have kept it. Try to remove it and then see. So how much you got? 98. 97. Okay. Try to remove it and then see what comes out. Anyone who's stuck needs any help or you're still going through it? Do let me know if you're not able to figure out how to move forward on this data. Zarar, who all do we have? Tejashwini, Parshuram, Vasudev. Vasudev is on hold. Okay, so mhm. So I'll give you maybe another 15 minutes to see what comes out from it, right? By around 4:15, let's take a look at what we are having.
Okay.
Hello, RP. Hello, RP. Can you hear me? Hello.
I think sir is away from the mic, sir. I'll tell him.
Yeah, somebody has a question?
RP, yeah, RP sir, I'm Parshuram. I
Hmm.
got stuck saying that autoclone refers to this problem as a multi-class problem.
Because you
So
haven't removed the third type, which is the current. So remove the current, only have fully paid and charged off as the category.
should I, so it is saying, give me a second here. I just
Because you're gonna have that third one with the which is what I'm saying you should remove it because it's only very few accounts which are there for that.
it said, is there a full three unique label values are there? Fully paid, current,
Correct,
and
correct.
charged off. Should
Remove the
I?
current. Remove all the rows which are current.
Okay.
Then it should work.
So is it a row or a column? It's a column, right? Current.
Column, column. If you look at this data, right? I mean, I'm just gonna show you because that's the challenge a
Yeah.
lot of people have.
Your screen is not shared.
Data, and if you look at the loan status, you can see there are like three different values: charged off, current, and fully
Excuse me,
paid, right?
RP.
Sir, can you share your
Yeah.
screen, sir?
Your screen is not
Yes.
shared.
Now can you see, or it will be coming up shortly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I
can
can
see
see.
it.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So if you look at the loan status, charged off, current, fully paid. So remove the current accounts because they haven't matured yet.
Current account, right?
Yeah. So the loan is taken for 36 months or 60 months. So unless the time has elapsed, we don't know whether they're going to default or not. So that's why you're going to remove the current accounts.
Is there a piece of code? Because I thought of
No,
removing a
just do it in
balance.
Excel and then put it there. Or you can do it in Python. Either one will work.
Okay. What is it said? Removing the.
Current.
No, no, correct. What is it should be? I just wanted to Google it. So what is the right word to Google?
Right word for that. You want to do it in Python or Excel?
Yeah, yeah, in Python only.
Huh?
Yes, in Python only.
Python,
Yeah,
Python.
Python only, right? So you can do the drop where the loan status is this.
Okay.
Like, you're filtering that. So you can say basically drop the places where the loan status is this.
Yeah. I'll just
How about you? You got that drop?
Yeah, super. Okay.
Okay. Hmm?
um, yeah. I'll try and come back to you.
Okay, sounds good. What is running for you? Only two. Run out the time. You remove you haven't removed the subgrade. One I removed. I removed grade. Grade I kept. Yeah, you can stop that and then. But without the date, how much it looks? 29.8. Then, what are the main variables given the feature importance? Okay. Okay, and education number. Hmm? Okay, sorry. Ninety-six point. Yeah, let's look at the feature importance.
RP sir, Vasudev
Yeah,
here. Can you hear me?
yeah.
I ran through the model, getting an accuracy of 0.99, which is quite strange. Which are the columns you mentioned to remove? I removed like something two columns, grade and subgrade.
Grade and subgrade you've removed, right?
Yeah.
So those were the main ones. Let's do the feature importance to see which one are the top most important features that you're getting.
Okay.
Then we can take a call.
It's like almost 99% accurate.
Yeah,
Something is
correct. Yeah.
not correct.
No, the folks here in the room also are getting 99 something accuracy. So it might be accurate. We just need to figure out, what are the explanatory variables which are actually driving it.
Okay.
It takes a while. Test. You running on your system or GPU? You got the PC importance? Can you try that? Okay, okay. Oh, how did you reduce? Uh-huh. Okay, understood.
Api sir, how do we get to know on which CPU it is running, whether it is CPU, GPU, or TPU?
You can go to your runtime
No,
or
I tried that. When I tried it, it stopped the current runtime actually. So
no,
it is
just
stopping
click
the
on
current
change run
runtime.
type and
Correct,
then
but when I
see. I
do,
mean, you don't have to do anything. I mean, so right now it says none, right? So that means it's running on your own system. So just cancel it.
but when I clicked on change runtime, right, it
Mm-hmm.
stopped the session for me.
No, just click on change run type. Do not click on anything except cancel. Or just
Yeah,
try
that
it
is
one
what
more
I.
time. Let's see.
Okay. Okay, it is running on GPU only.
GPU.
Yeah, GPU. It is running on GPU.
Okay. Word? Still learning. Why it crashed? Acha, why is that? Magical water, huh? You may touch that, like the lever down. Nothing. Pretty much every day there is new competition going on. Competition means like somebody will put something out there that this is the data. People will start to submit their notebook, right? There are paid competition where you'll see a lot of tough fight. But there are like you can say that I'm top 10 in Kaggle in these different things, which everybody can do. Not a big deal. Only the results. 0, 1. In fact, they have something which directly you can submit how to use auto glue on for Kaggle competition.
RP sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
So auto glue on, it is running several models and giving us the best result. But when it comes to deployment, are we using that specific model and then we are training and deploying it, or are we deploying this same auto glue on directly, or how do we?
No, you will save that object, basically what they call as a pickle process, right? So, for example, the predictor that you've built for training the model, that
Mhm.
will be saved. And then whenever you do the predictor.predict, it will automatically pull out the best model that you had.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to necessarily tell that fit the weighted ensemble or stuff like that. Just it will remember what was the best model in that object that you fitted, and then it will go ahead and make the prediction for you.
Okay. Okay. So we can also see the best the parameters, right? The best parameters on which the model was
Yes,
trained.
yeah, you
So we
can.
have attributes.
Correct.
Okay. So it's really black box, like really not able to follow what is happening inside. It's like
That's correct. That's
just
correct. So that's why this is more convenient for just meeting the final objective, not necessarily a whole lot of explaining and stuff like that.
yeah. But if you want to have an explainable model, then we really need
There
to
are
try
there
it.
are some other like deep dives that you could do over here to see how you can make it more explainable. But as of now, yeah, that's gonna be a caveat that it's not naturally gonna come out.
Hmm.
Hello, RP sir.
Yeah.
Should we copy
Yeah.
this? Are we working on this now? Feature engineering?
Yes, we wanted to see. No, the feature engineering we're not doing. I'm just looking at as good to have knowledge, but we're just trying to finish up the loan data.
That is done. Yeah. I also getting 0.99, 99%.
Feature importance if you should do.
Yeah, till that also I did.
Hmm. And which are the top features that you're getting?
It's still running.
That's correct. I think most of the people are finding it that it's running for a long time.
Yeah.
Is it working for you, Bhavna? Or crashed?
Previously it was crashed for me. Now again I did rerun for all.
Yeah. So one of you, if you could tell the feature importance, that will be good for the entire class to know, and see if there is, something that should be removed before we build the model.
RP sir, I have an question out of curiosity. Whenever this auto glow on running, does it also takes the facts in consideration like multicolority, hetero this thing?
No.
These are and all,
Nope.
right?
No. It doesn't
Because
do any of
when you
those
say
things.
when you say that it will give you a important features or important x levels x right, yeah. How it will be knowing that this is very important, because it has to identify the p value, but whenever it is identifying the p value, it has to go through all these things, all the conditions which supposed to be met.
Yeah, it is sort of like going in a way that it's not assuming any particular relation. So when you are forming, let's say, a random forest, right, or random forest with stacked ensemble model, which features went in terms of defining that, right? So what was the importance of the features in defining your random forest, like we have done earlier? And then if they are doing the stacking and something of that nature, they again look at how the features actually panned out without assuming any particular relations between the x and y. So they're all non-parametric. Most of the methods that we're looking at over here are non-parametric, right? So they do not assume that I will have a linear relation or homoscedastic relations and stuff like that. None of those assumptions are there.
Okay.
Anyone has any updates on the feature importance or still going through? Going through. Okay. Maybe the feature importance is taking very long time because of the number of features that we have.
There are around 111 were there. We removed two, so there
Yeah.
may be 190.
But Manju, you have reduced by 30%, right? Or 70%. So you should see sooner than others. Expected time. Hmm. Hmm? Sorry. Smaller subsample you can give. How big is the test data? Around 6,000. 1,000? 1,100. 6,000. So maybe subsample will do, like Manju is suggesting. 100. 1,000 you should try, yeah. 1,000 will be good. Almost 15 minutes. $500 should be good.
The execution time is keep on changing. I thought last time it was for 2 minutes, again now it's showing me 8 minutes.
Yeah. See, that's the biggest hurdle actually in any type of these sort of algorithms, right? You just need to have powerful machine because they follow many, many different things simultaneously. That's the biggest one. The person who has the biggest and the most powerful machine will generally win.
What do you mean by the powerful machine? What it should have?
You should have GPU, you should have good RAM. Those are the main things.
Okay. Okay.
Multi-core.
But usually every system will have a GPU, right? Normally, but do you think you should have some specialized GPU for the data this thing?
The size of the GPU, right? I mean, how much size you have in the GPU matters.
I have
Because
chosen
because all these
the.
calculations are happening in the dynamic memory. They're not necessarily like happening in your static one, right? So they need big things need to be remembered, passed on to the next one, and so on and so forth. So that's where the RAM really comes in. Okay, let's see. Anyone with the 500 results, what are the key features? And then we'll start to wrap up the discussion for today. Hmm? Total what? 0.
RP, are you there?
Yeah.
So whenever can you go to the page up?
This page.
From the top, yeah. Here the tabular database is there, right? This is the feature we should use with train data. So whenever I split the train data, so I should pass it to tabular data set. Is
If
it
you're doing the
necessary?
tabular activities, but if you're doing like, let's say, image and text and all of that, then you'll look at the other ones. We haven't touched upon the time series, but you can try that also. So it just depends on what you're trying to do.
Okay. No, I'm asking if this tabular data set feature, the function, whatever it is there, it is only to take a data set from the server of Amazon, right? Or
No,
any
no, no.
URL.
You can anywhere. I mean, we just did the loading of this one, no? The file. Yeah, but if you're not necessarily reading that in the pandas, then this is a way of reading directly in the auto glue on format, tabular data set. So you're passing on the CSV location, right? So you can do that, but even this is going to be a data frame only. So ultimately, it gets converted into a data frame.
I know, because we will be having a one data set, and which we supposed to split it into train and test data, because it's here. Whatever the tabular data set, it comes like you have shown whatever you shown. I learned from here. That's the reason I'm asking question. Like how it can be, because in the server it is already split in the URL. What is the train data, what is the test data. Whenever we taking a full data set, example the loan. So how do you pass it? How do you pass through it?
The loan one is directly we read as a data frame, right? Panda data frame.
Yes.
That's it. That's all. That's all it is required. You don't need to go through and do this. This is, I mean, when you're reading these, it could be like different format, right? It's not necessary that everything is going to be in CSV. So maybe there is a Weka file, maybe some other file is there, right? So it sort of like helps bring them to the pandas data frame.
I just tell you what I did. Yeah. So what I did is that after that splitting into train and test. So train data, I have renamed it as train underscore and data, and I followed the same course. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine. You can name, I mean, what makes more sense to you.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried multiple times, but it's crashing. It says if you want to try it out more option, check out Collab Pro. So feature importance is not running. Yeah, it failed both the times with same message.
Try us with a smaller sample. So some of the folks in the class are trying with a smaller sample size, like 500 type number.
Yeah.
$2,000. How much you got? I mean, like you have the output from the 500. From the 500, you got the output for the 500 sample. Okay, not working. Working. Collection and recovery. Okay. Same. So one of you can project your screen maybe for the benefit of others, what you found out. Yeah, go ahead.
So we give subsample size as 500. So recovery is funded amount and loan amount and last credit pool and last payment amount is an important feature.
Okay, so recovery is the funded amount, basically the loan amount as well. total recovery principal comp. I don't know, I mean, what exactly that variable is. Let us check out.
Principal is
Funded amount. Okay, you getting the same one, Manjuna?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is n over there in the after p value?
N is the number of folds it has taken to
But all are
validate
five,
this.
all are five. There is no
Five-fold basically.
Yeah, yeah.
It does, five-fold validation of this for the
Okay.
feature importance.
eightfold.
while running, it was telling that checking with 5 volts. So
Yeah, correct.
So RP, my some question is that from the P low to P high, there are some values are floating from minus to positive. So these are non-important features, right?
Where, which one, for example?
So, from the beginning, they're crossing zero, right? Here. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Anything which is crossing zero, yeah, they will be not important. That's correct.
So I think only
Or
the
anything which is having p-value more than 0.01.
I mean the first four features are only having that kind of value.
Only first four. Okay, can you go up a little bit? Only first four. 0.01. Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of the other ones are recovery. I mean, really that important. You can say that. Yeah. So
So
recovery is
I should have an understanding that these if I want to build a model, I should keep only these features and to run the models. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to simplify now and probably go with these top 10 predictors, you can do that. Like you can say, I'm gonna try with a smaller data with only top 10 predictors, and then try to, optimize the performance even better. Right. So that could be another strategy that you build one more with only a subset of these variables. I think in the feature importance, you can pass on the parameter. Just do a question mark. There is a confidence equal to 0.99. So you can say confidence equal to 0.95.
Okay. Okay.
And one more thing is that the thing is that we got accuracy of 99% for almost for all the all the models. But then should we think we should again run with this features as a subset? Is this should be taken when we have a lower accuracy rates are provided, right? Because of the most of the values are affecting the accuracy.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, if it is like, you're already getting a very good fitting model, then you can probably get rid of some of these extra columns that you're looking at.
Yeah, that's why, because now we are getting 0.99, like 99%. That's why.
Yep. Okay. Any other questions, thoughts, people, before we start to wrap up? So we have one more class next week. Are you folks here, or you are taking time off for long weekend, something like that? Online. Tanmoy? Online. You'll come. Okay. Manju, you are here or you're taking time off next week? Online. Okay. We'll have to see what makes more sense, right? I mean, unless there are people, we'll have to see what makes more sense, because it's 12th August, right? So I'll have a word with Shinu as well. Then we can decide. Monday is a holiday. That's correct. Yeah, Monday is the 15th August. Yeah. Does anyone have the lesson plan for this class very quickly? I want to see, what we want to prioritize.
Yes, sir. Lesson plan is there on LMS, sir.
Can you just share it in the chat window,
Yeah.
Kiran?
I'll share it with you personally, sir.
Okay. I think we've done a lot of these things. We now need to go and take a look at some of the more fundamental and basic things that we may have not covered. You already know how to build all these ensemble and the neural and all of those things. But more fundamental things, we will slightly go back to that. Are you sending? Sai Kiran?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sending it, sir.
You can send on this one only, this chat group.
Yes, sir. I shared with you, sir.
Okay, with me separately.
Yeah, sir. Because we cannot share the PDF on the on the Teams, sir. On this group, BA groups.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
You share your screen, Saikaran, if you are able to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Can you see my screen, sir?
I have already shared, so hopefully everybody is able to see, or maybe you're sharing.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
sharing.
yes, we can see. Yeah.
Okay.
Zoom a bit.
One second.
Somebody's sharing. Who's sharing then?
Sai, I think.
Size sharing. Okay. Yeah, just make it bigger, Saigon. Yeah. Okay. Come down now.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Coming up.
6 to 13. 13 is the last class.
13 is the last class. Yeah.
Yes, sir. 13.
Okay. So go up. I'm just looking at by class actually. What are the things? No, I mean, go to the first class. Right. So machine learning, recap, hyperparameter, matrix optimization, cross validation. These concepts you guys know already, right? So I don't think, I mean, I need to recap that. Cross validation, hyperparameter, grid search. We've done that, right? Everyone? Okay. Now come to the next one. Come down. Time series. We have spent a lot of time going through that, right? I mean, all the different possible models. We couldn't cover that in the this one, but that's okay. We spoke about some of these models. H2O probably I can walk you through in case people are interested, which is similar to AutoML only, right? So that's what we've already done. Introduction to deep learning using Keras will be one of the things we can cover. Naive based and text mining driven classification. We'll see whether time permits, but because you haven't done the NLP, I don't think it doesn't really make sense. So, but I can give you a brief about the deep learning, right? I mean, what exactly is a neural network? What is a feed forward? How does it really work out? And how do we build a model in Keras using that, right? Without any like brute force AutoML, just by hand. I mean, how do you build the deep learning network there? And then, if time permits, then we'll talk about the class imbalance as well. So deep learning and the class imbalance is the topic for the next time. Yeah.
RP, I have a point to make here.
Yeah.
The thing is that BS09 team has been gone through the text NLP so that we should whatever it is here in this syllabus we should be happen because so that we can understand what is it because after that we will not understand and for me H2O, Elastic, Net, ADA Boost, XG Boost, everything is very new. So
Hmm.
I wish to learn from that all this,
Yeah,
irrespective of that.
Yeah, that's what we will cover actually. More on like the deep learning and some of these things. I mean, the boosting and all of that. I mean, we have spoken about that in the aim in the machine learning. But we'll see whether time permits. Then I can spend some time. But we'll begin with the deep learning, like a
Sure,
Keras
sure.
network, right? And I'll introduce what Keras is, which is the wrapper for TensorFlow, or some of the other things. So we'll begin there first, and then we can see how much time permits, and we will spend more time on that, right?
Sure, please.
But
Thank
whatever
you.
you have done in the H2O so far, sorry, in the auto glue on, they all are these boosting and bagging algorithms only.
Yeah.
Even the deep learning algorithms are also covered there. So we'll just talk about more about the concepts.
Mhm. But having a one hands-on through all these techniques will add, give us a good knowledge, at least one.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. We should be knowing that H2O how it runs instead of assuming that it runs same as what is it, autoglon. It's not to be good, I hope so.
Yeah. No, H2O
And
will be like, both in Python, like, what we've done in the auto glue on, and also a different interface altogether. So I'll do more I mean, if time permits. I mean, so but I can hear from the group also. I mean, what would you prefer more, deep learning or
Yeah,
H2O?
my way of thinking is that we will realize and experience it. As you know that through your experience, you tell that autoclone is very good, and at least if we can work through H2O, then we could able to understand that how way autoclone is better than all these things. If you can do, yeah.
Sure, sure. H2O is the same as what we have in the autogluon, very similar, right? So we'll see. Okay, but let me know
Another
any other
question,
thoughts.
sir, yeah, have Vasu here. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
Vasu.
Yeah,
Yes.
regarding TensorFlow and Keras, are they covered in any other module, or because in the curriculum it was mentioned we would be covering TensorFlow and Keras as well,
Mhm.
but
So this
yeah,
is
I
more
don't see
like
like
an
any other module.
more like an
Mhm.
introduction because they themselves become like many days activity. So have a word with you, like or I mean, go through your program to see if there is something that we're covering in any of these areas in future module. But whatever we spend time on, that will be a very very quick, like 5, 6 hours max introduction.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know, I mean, there are modules where you will go through in more details down the road. I don't know whether plan has changed or something of that nature. So you have to just check with the right folks to find out what lies ahead in this.
Because at least after this course, I don't see anything, any module connected to advanced analytics or advanced AI. We are speaking mostly on supply chain analytics, financial analytics, marketing
Yeah,
analytics,
yeah,
these subjects. So that's why I think from a technical perspective, it is very important for us to go in detail with related to this Keras and TensorFlow as well.
right, right. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll do that, but probably not as elaborate as what we've done in time series, for example, because that's more fundamental, right? So we spent almost a day and a half close to that in the time series because that's really crucial for you to understand the concepts and what we're doing and all of that. Keras and TensorFlow and deep learning related things, I mean, they're like a vast question, right? So, I mean, if I pick up any area, let's say autoencoders or convolution neural network, right? Or long short-term memory, LSTMs, or transformers. I mean, everyone is a separate topic by itself. So I don't think we should try to cover all of them in that. And they are, a deep learning module by itself. This is not a deep learning. This is more like advanced machine learning, some more sophisticated concepts.
So TensorFlow, I don't think we are going to use TensorFlow. Maybe some packages we are going to use in Google Colab or Jupyter. Right?
Yeah, we use Keras actually, which is a wrapper for TensorFlow because TensorFlow is quite related to the machine language, right? I mean, it's not
Right.
that user friendly.
Hmm.
Keras is a more user friendly. So at least you'll know some of the fundamentals, and people are interested. You can go through my blog articles on some of the other links for convolution, for autoencoders, for other things that we can do. But we'll do one of the most fundamental, which is called as a multi-layer perceptron, MLP.
MLP.
MLP, not NLP, but multi-layer perceptron, which is basically the one of the most fundamental things in a deep learning network.
Okay, MLP. Okay.
Yeah, MLP, multi-layer perceptron.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else, folks, before we wrap up for the day today?
Thank you, RP.
You got the output? Uh-huh. What is the first feature? Total recovery. Acha. Mhm. Huh. Oh, okay. Total recovery principle. So it's basically the correlated variable. So we'll have to remove that one. That's a good finding. Yeah, yeah. Total, I mean, if that is completely recovered or higher the amount of the recovery, then you're basically saying that, yeah. So the sensing this. Yeah. So that's something, there's a lot of self correlation that you may see there. Okay, great to know. That's it, folks. Thank you. Enjoy your rest of the weekend, and we'll connect again. I don't know whether everybody's gonna come in next week. We'll figure out what makes more sense because of the long weekend.
Yes, 11th as well as 16th. There are two 15, two festival.
Huh? Ah, yeah.
I'll be coming.
Tejashni will be coming. Tejashni comes from.
Good.
She'll be coming. Who else will be coming?
Yeah, my plan is to come unless until something.
Vasudev is also coming. So we'll see. I mean, how the interest lies during that time. We'll plan accordingly. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, folks. That's it. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy weekend, sir.
Bye bye.